This week on the Face Off Hockey Show, we got injuries aplenty. Don't you worry about that. The Edmonton Oilers back up to their old bullshit again. We'll talk the ASG skills competition. Seattle put some names forward. Saddle Dome, fire sales, rejuvenations in Colorado. We got you hookup. Holla if you hear me. Face Off Hockey Show next.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
A breakaway.
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Greetings, salutation, the big bad booty daddy here. I don't think... Where was he at Raw 25? That's my big question.
Is that the Godfather? Who is that?
It's Scott Steiner.
Oh, that's a big bad booty daddy. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, didn't he get unceremoniously escorted out at one point?
Several times in several different promotions.
Okay. Anyway,
now he runs a Shoney's in the greater Atlanta area.
I can understand that would probably be true.
Yes.
Okay.
It was great. Welcome to Face Off Hockey Show. I'm Scotty Waz. That voice you hear is Mark with a C. He's back in his humble abode as well.
Yeah,
and,
I feel like I haven't been back here in a very long time.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you back. And in his trainer Stan Wong garb, Johnny P.
Yep. While I was getting ready for tonight, I decided I wanted to go full Olympics. This is as close as I could get to Stan Wong behind the bench for the U.S. Olympic team. So I'm just going to rock out my Stan Wong trainers pullover.
I'm not going to lie. Today's not been a great day for U.S. Olympic trainers. You might want to distance yourself from U.S. Olympic teams.
Well, yeah.
Are we talking? Oh, yeah. Okay. I
spoils the whole bunch
today, but I saw something that came out yesterday.
Oh, even better. Yeah. So, Johnny, also, that's the closest I'll get to Stan Wong due to an injunction. So,
right. Obviously,
150 yards.
Yeah. The restraining order is still in effect 30 years later.
Yeah. Well, you try to run out on the ice with the guy, it happens.
Likely its stick broke. He gave me a stick. I was gonna go get it. And there we are.
I wonder though, what happened? What happened to the guy who ran out on the field when Hank Aaron hit his 750 whatever home run?
That's like
he's immortalized every year that they show that.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 guys. They didn't get charged, but the police were just kind of at the third base line going, "Hey,
smoking a cigar, being like, oh, these guys.
Don't stab this guy. We're in Atlanta. It could cause a fracas."
Those two guys, though, like every time,
5 years, just to be fine.
Every time that comes on, those two guys are on the field, just like, oh, look at these guys.
Is that the story they're going to tell their grandkids about Hank Aaron, the guy that they'll never ever understand who it is?
Now, little Billy, there was a man named Babe Ruth. He's the greatest white baseball player I've ever seen in my life. But then this young man, Hank Aaron, came up. He changed my ways about baseball. Then I ran out on the field to shake that man's hand. Then they tackled me afterwards, thinking I was going to stab somebody, but I was just saying, man, you're the greatest black ball player I've ever seen in my life. That was what the guy was saying to his kid.
Yeah, they were very happy. They were very happy with Hank Aaron. Security at Atlanta was kind of laxed, I feel.
Because finally, since the first time since the Civil War, they won something over the Yankees. So I think that's really helped them out a lot. It helped them out tons. Johnny, what'd you do this week? I heard you got a new bed.
Yeah, I got a new bed. Got a new mattress. Mattress finally showed up. FedEx decided to be whatever. I'm just not going to say what I'm thinking, and not deliver the mattress on Thursday. Because I guess there was a couple inches of snow that occurred on Tuesday and threw off some deliveries. Okay, didn't show up on Thursday. Got it. Friday, there's an exception. It says did not attempt to deliver. rescheduling. I was like, whoa, hold on. Then they reschedule it to Monday. I was like, how do you miss the estimate you gave me by 4 days?
Listen, it's not like you lived in Maryland for most of your life.
Right.
You know, it's snow just shuts everything down.
Right. But so the box showed up. I think it was 76 pounds worth of mattress showed up and tightly rolled in a box. The box said that it was a 2-person job to carry to places. I scoffed at the box and I drug it up the stairs by myself like a man. And then got it in my room.
I'm an All-American in wrestling. You don't know me, box.
Yeah. It was like a wrestling dummy. Like it probably weighed right around the same weight too. It's one of those like there's old wrestling dummies that you would like throw around. Yeah. So got it upstairs, got it all unwrapped, whatnot, put it on the bed. Decided within minutes of talking to Mark that the slats that I put on the bed, I put at the wrong height level. I put them at the highest level when I should have put them at a lower level. So then I took the next hour to change all of the levels of the rails on the bed. Threw the mattress on there and let it air out overnight. I mean, I couldn't sleep on it right away. It said in the packaging that you should wait 2 to 3 hours to let the mattress expand. And I went, there's zero chance I'm going to be awake in 2 to 3 hours. So I went to sleep. Slept on it last night. Oh, it's like sleeping in a hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bed's huge. Like I can lay on it like crossways from side to side, and like quite literally my ankles like fall off the end of the bed. I was like, wow, it's amazing. Why did I do this sooner?
Not the kind of hotel where Mountain Dew bottles roll across the floor.
No.
No hair herpes in my house. So so that occurred. That was the highlight. I got a salt lamp as well.
What?
What? Gonna try out the salt lamp. Salt lamp. You know what a salt lamp is?
No, please.
It's a lamp made of with this like massive chunk of salt around it, and then I'm assuming what occurs is that the light bulb heats up the salt some, and then the salt goes into the air, and it's like living near salt water. Probably not. But I got it for $25 off TJ Maxx using the gift card that I got during the White Elephant at Christmas time. So yeah, so that's eventful. I got that going for me. The guest room is finally back together. Since for a while it was just a massive bed frame with slats on it, no mattress, and me sleeping in the guest room. And yeah, outside of that, today's Wednesday. I've worked 40 hours this week.
Attaboy.
Already.
That's the way to do it. This new system's going well, is it?
Yeah, it's actually not bad. We did a pretty good job testing. There were some snafus, but that's what should occur. Really, like you can't even update your phone most of the time and have everything go smoothly. So yeah, here's what it is. I have 10 days of work left, and then I have a couple weeks off, and then I start my new job.
That way. That's the way to be. There you go, Johnny P. The salt lamp, it allows you to NaCl. Mark, how's your week? God.
Kenyon would have loved it.
What'd you do, Mark? How's your thing?
The thing was good. It was okay. Thing was good. It's been a long couple of weeks, but the things are good. We're back at home. We have some sort of regular schedule, maybe sort of. Yeah.
The Hudson looks like he's becoming a child and not just like screaming at you all the time.
Yeah, he's a large human now. I think he's over 14 pounds now. Which
wow.
Supposedly is
I was like 45. I was like 8 when I hit 14 pounds. No,
yeah.
Not really.
I don't know. That's about all I got. I mean, nothing too crazy over here.
Nice. Up in her.
There you
go. What was this weekend for me? God, I don't think I did anything. Oh, we went to see Kevin Hart. Yeah, we saw Kevin Hart on Friday.
I was like, you told us last week you were going to see Kevin Hart.
Yeah, no, that was like Friday. Like it was so long ago. Yeah, no, went to see Kevin Hart down in Fargo. Pretty awesome show. All new material. And then we had went out after the show and had potatoes the size of our heads. Went to Space Aliens and had another giant potato with like brisket in it and like chives.
You guys really enjoy those giant potatoes.
Oh God! Like we don't know how they do it, but we think that GMO is the greatest thing in the world. Shout out GMOs. Other than that, work, writing. Ludwig Hoff of UND made the Norway Olympic team, so they had like a press conference on that today. So that was fun. Man, that's pretty much about. In my infinite wisdom, and the fact that I'm pretty sure I'm reverting back to a 6-year-old, bought a box of stickers today.
Stickers.
You know, Panini?
Like Panini stickers?
Panini stickers. They still exist.
Speaking of reverting back to a 6-year-old, I walked into our command center today because I was taking calls and stuff. And I go, holy crap, you guys have animal crackers?
So I had the album and I was buying stickers at Target, and then Target stopped doing the stickers, so I went on Amazon, got myself the 2017-18 sticker collection of the NHL.
Oh, Target stopped doing the stickers?
At least for the hockey. I think they're doing basketball, but I got myself some Panini stickers.
I used to get boxes of those for like the World Cup and the Euros when no one else wanted to buy them, and then mail them to England.
Well, if you need some, I think
because we get entirely different. Oh, nice. We get entirely different Panini stickers than they do in Europe. Obviously, like they're regionalized. So.
Yeah. So. So we got that today.
I fully endorse this. Not even joking.
Jen got a Peyote Coyote jersey that she won on auction from Goodwill. Signed by Travis Green, coach of the Vancouver Canucks. Yeah.
Goodwill has auctions?
Yeah, on their website, Goodwill has auctions. And they have like all this random stuff, and there was a Peyote Coyote jersey that was signed by Travis Green when he played there. She won it, and now she has it in her possession.
That's awesome. Who would have known that Goodwill had auctions?
Right? And it was also Jen's first day in Maryland. So, hooray.
That's awesome.
Oh, she's a terp.
She a terp.
She a terp. So yeah, that was it. I think I told you about Oyo's giving me some stuff too, right?
Oh yeah, finally. No. You've gotten paid finally.
Well, no.
I like how you said, "Oh yeah," after Scotty talked about Oyo's. You're like, "Oh yeah,
yeah, oh yeah." So my Marc-Andre Fleury that showed up had a right catch rather than a left catch.
Oh,
so I know it's the worst. He looked like a fool when I put the left catch on. So I told him that they sent me a new glove, and they sent me a UND Fighting Hawks display plate. As a hey, sorry for the inconvenience. So got that going for me, which is nice. So now my room is
temporarily stairs.
Exactly.
Sorry for the convenience.
It's fantastic. Also, happy birthday, Sean O'Connor.
Yeah.
Mouse say Sean.
It is a happy birthday.
Yeah. Good times. Big Stan's birthday is Friday. It's a birthday week for everybody involved.
That's nice. That is nice.
What does Big Stan do for his birthday generally?
Nothing. Deals with the grandkids.
Sit in the front yard and yell at people driving through the neighborhood.
Go too fast.
Time-honored tradition.
Yeah, exactly. He probably go in Olive Garden. That'd be a good Olive Garden.
Was he a black eye?
What?
3-eyed peas, black eyed peas. What was the eyed peas restaurant next to
Black Eyed Pea? It was it's right near the right across from the mall. Right?
Yeah. Was he a black eyed pea guy?
Don't fuck with that one, right?
I don't know if he was.
We can't get tagged for us singing, right?
Unless it's too close. Unless we
that's
sound
not
like
going to happen.
Yeah, so we're good.
Oh, that's good. Especially all stuffed up.
Right. Not. I don't know. I think he might have been.
Yeah, or was he more of a Windows on the Bay kind of guy?
Oh, he's definitely Windows on the Bay. Yeah, that was definitely his. After baseball, they would go there. He played over 30 baseball until he was like 55.
Hey,
Jesus. I didn't know you could be a 25-year vet in an over 30 league.
Hey, you got it. You got it.
Yeah, passes data validation, so works for me.
I enjoy the fact that he was like, they would have these kids that these guys are like 35, like 40, throwing heat. He goes in there throwing a 40-mile-per-hour fastball, just fooling everybody. Like a mid-relief for all.
And Jamie Moyer up in here.
Exactly. He did. He'd pitch forever. And he could hit, but the problem was like where was it?
But he was a pitcher, so he wasn't allowed to.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Broadneck. Was it Northeastern? Has a really deep outfield. It's like 450 to straight away, some shit like that.
I have no idea.
Anyway, he's so compact that he hit the ball like in the deepest part of the ballpark. Problem was, he doesn't run well. So
he was the Harold Baines of the over 30 league.
Essentially, he was just cranking balls to deep center. Next thing you know, he lines up on second barely.
He's sliding into second after hitting the ball 450.
He never slid. He's like, I got to go to work on Monday, man. I ain't going to slide for this amateur shit.
Sounds about right, actually.
Like, honestly, like that's the thing. I mean, it's the thing for it all. You think these young kids are going to fucking go ahead and tell me to slide? They don't got to do this shit. I got a government job. They going to pay my bills for me? Hell no. And I got those brat kids there trying to do all kinds of sports. Now I got the other little kids. It's fucking garbage. I got to drive all the way to Pasadena for that stuff. WAP capital of Anne Arundel County. I don't need that. It'll stand, everybody.
It's true. I grew up in Anne Arundel County.
Yes. Pasadena was very
Italian.
Yeah. very, very Pasadena. Yeah, so birthday week, everybody.
Nice. This is awesome.
I got Stan. He doesn't listen to the show, so I got him make someone's head bleed T-shirt.
I like how like you spoil everyone's birthdays by saying what you got them on the show, and then are like, yeah, they don't listen to the show.
No, they don't listen to the show. Jen's in the other room. She doesn't listen to the show. She doesn't listen. I don't listen to the show when I'm done. Like I did the show. I don't need to listen to it again.
That's true. I listen to probably between 5 and 8 minutes, depending upon how good I am at finding the mark when Lyle came in. And then the shout outs.
No, usually Mark's gone by the time Lyle comes in. Can't find him anymore.
Oh, wow.
All right, should we get to this injury parts?
Sure. We don't want to get flagged, though. Fastest review in NHL history.
Right.
Last week.
See what condition my condition was in. Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
Yeah, we forgot to say that. After the show, we were showing the Sebastian Aho Mark Giordano incident. And then minutes after the show was done processing, we got an email saying that our show had been flagged for copyright violation.
Oh yeah, minutes. Like there have been reviews of Offsides that took longer than this did.
I got the Face Off Hockey Show email pop up and like terms of service. And then it was weird because it said 07/17/18. I'm like, did we just do a show from the future, or was I in a coma for that long? Then yeah, we got a copyright against us from the NHL. So they either
but sadly, so here's the funny part about it is that they decided to allow us to use their content, but they were going to monetize our show instead. Ha! Joke's on you.
Enjoy that 30 cents over the next 6 months, boys. Oh, that's right. We don't even get paid anymore. Oopsie doodle. That's a thing. Whatever. Anyway, injuries akimbo, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start off with Joe Thornton. He'll be missing quote-unquote significant time due to an MCL injury. Now, he had MCL problems at the end of last year, too. So, old gray mare ain't what he used to be. That's for damn sure. But that
no. The knees are the first thing to go.
It's because his skating style was all off because his weight he had to shift his weight funny because his beard was uneven.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's funny the subtle differences, but the little weight transfer that he didn't realize he was doing.
Well, and it also creates
Tears the MCL.
a lot of drag.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have
Just
to
on
push
one side
hard.
though. You know, it keeps he's yanking his body back that one way. You know,
It's weird. It's odd how that works.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
I'm not a doctor either, but I work at a hospital that has doctors in it. So I concur with your assessment. Yeah, that'd be great if I said I work at the hotel. Take 3. I work at a hospital with no doctors in it.
Holiday Inn.
Yep. Charlie McAvoy, the Boston Bruins, has irregular heartbeat. He's going to miss 2 weeks for that. Which, hey, modern science.
Although, I mean,
2
yeah,
weeks.
right. 2 weeks for your heart rate being irregular. Jeez.
Danny
like
Alfredson
Daniel
would be back
Alfredson
Never mind. Go ahead. Same joke.
What was that?
I was gonna say Daniel Alfredson would be back in 3 days.
Yeah. Damn it. There we go. We remember things.
Oof.
Tyson Berry, he's got a hand injury. He is day to day. Aren't we all though? Ryan Nugent Hopkins really killing his trade value. He has got some broken ribs and a bruised and cracked sternum or something. 5 to 6 weeks for him. Nino Niederreiter, lower body injury. He's out until at least the All-Star break. After the All-Star break, rather. Taylor All has a hand injury. He's day-to-day. Keith Kincaid of the Devils pulled his groin during a game. He's placed on the IR. And through emergency backup, Ken Appleby stopping good in the neighborhood in that.
Wow.
Ken Appleby.
Jeez, that's probably a direct competitor to the Shodies, though.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, big bad booty daddy.
Exactly.
Like that.
33rd and 1/3% chance of winning. Andre Palat, lower body injury. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. The Lightning kind of coming back down to earth a little bit. Haven't been as dominant.
But when you start getting injuries, like in order to play that well all the time, you kind of have to be healthy.
Be flawless.
And that is what Lightning tends to do, is go to ground. So
Good one.
it's just science.
I like it. Eric Goodbranson.
We're all on fire tonight.
We are clicking on all cylinders today. Eric Goodbranson, he's got a back injury. He's day to day. Steve Mason has concussion. He's on IR. So, like he wasn't doing anything anyway in Winnipeg. So why the hell does it matter? Marcus Johansson, concussion. He's on the IR. And because of that concussion, Brad Marchand got suspended 5 games for going oops upside the head. Mr.
I forgot. Did we give shout outs to the Patreon group?
God damn it, Johnny, you're right.
Sorry. Brian just was on the live chat and he liked Mark's lightning joke.
Perfect.
Electricity.
Electricity in the
I'm
city.
no electrician.
But then I also remembered that I didn't think we shouted out.
Well,
people.
what I'll do is I'll shout it out before the segment.
From the rooftop.
That's smart.
Smart. We'll do it that way. Brandon Dubinsky got sent home last night after the Vegas Golden Knights stomped on the Columbus Blue Jackets, which is after John Tortorella's comments about, we got to play honest. We got to go ahead and go out and enjoy Vegas. And they get stomped 6-3. But Dubinsky was sent home to deal with quote-unquote personal issues, according to his agent. So who knows what the hell that means?
Yeah, that doesn't sound good, though.
Doesn't bode well, especially when they're saying, he's dealing with a lot of injuries. I'm like, painkiller addiction, it seems like. No one's specifying on things. So, whatever. We'll see how it goes. Good luck to him and whatever he has to deal with. All the best to Dubinsky. Always a tough-nosed guy. So, he'll overcome this too, I'm sure. A lot of bad news in hockey this week. A lot of tragic news. First and foremost, I think it was Sunday morning. Everyone woke up to Jim Johansson, the GM of the U.S. hockey team, passing away in his sleep at age 53.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That was, a month before the Olympic Games, just about, and he passes away. Did a lot of stuff for USA Hockey. Was a very big building the World Junior team to what it is, and then building this team for 2018, as if these guys who weren't in the NHL and got handpicked by this guy had more to prove. Now it's to this whole thing looming over it. So that's a rough way to go about the Olympics with heavy hearts, obviously. And shook up a lot of people. Phil Housley didn't even talk to the media because Phil Housley got the World Junior job that allowed him to win the gold medal in 2013, I think it was, and then got him some coaching jobs in Nashville and now with Buffalo. So a rough week for USA Hockey. Red Fisher, the former legendary beat writer for 53 years, I think they said.
He's also a former beat writer.
Yeah. He passed away at age 91.
That was a pretty cool thing. I was watching Hockey Day in Canada, Hockey Night in Canada. What is it? I don't remember
It's Hockey Day in Canada.
Yeah, I was watching that this weekend because NHL Network plays a lot of games on those days, and they were showing all of the other media holding up shots of crap. It wasn't Grand Marnier, but it was another type of whiskey, I believe, that he drank all the time. And then they set up his entire station, old school laptop, notes, and the rest of the bottle there.
Nice.
In his spot. So it was pretty cool. It was a good tribute that the rest of the media did to him.
Yeah, it's a class act, that Montreal media, man. They'll do. They remember you, and he was a big contribution to the Montreal media. He got a lot of guys started when he finally retired. So sad to see him go. Also, Andrew Carroll, minor leaguer, Caps had him signed as well for a bit. Passed away at 32 after jumping off. I think they said a parkade at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Yeah, so that's been
weird.
Yeah, they said according to security cameras and stuff like that, he willingly did it himself. He was in ICU for a couple days before he finally passed. So age 32, Andrew Carroll. Wow. So rough week. So we move forward to our Patreon pick. We're going to make this week go a little bit easier now. We thank you people who are patrons to us. Patreon.com/FaceOffHockeyShow. You could be like the elite, or the people who at least give us a little bit of money. Like Sean, like Angela, like Mitch, like Chris, like Ethan, like Matthew, like Trista, like Mark, like Damon, like Brian. You guys can contribute. Give us little ducats. Help us build some stuff up to put back into the show, whether it be for travel, whether it be for equipment, whether it be for whatever. We put out some options. We put out 2 options this week. The rules for the 2019 ECHL All-Star Game has been announced. It was a scant 24 hours after they did their other one. And we put out this one that won the entire thing. Won the whole thing, Johnny. Won the whole thing, Mark. Woo! The Colorado Avalanche. They just lost last night, Tuesday night, to the Canadiens. But before that, they had won 10 straight games. They're hottest team in the league. I mean, this is like, you look at the stats, you look at Nathan McKinnon, he's second in the league in scoring, which I don't think anybody thought Nathan McKinnon was going to be a second. Matt Duchene gets traded, this team goes on a run.
Yeah.
Amazing how that happens.
Maybe they just needed to get him out of the way.
Right? They needed to get the cancer out of the locker room. Currently, the Avalanche hold the second wild card spot in the Western Conference by way of regulation wins over the Minnesota Wild. They have a game in hand on Minnesota as well. For all the garbage, we talked about Joe Sakic and the cardboard cutout that is the scouting staff of Sherman, Greg Sherman. Can we actually think that the Colorado Avalanche are a little bit back? Is this a way? Is this a 10-game winning streak? That's like, you know what? This makes me want. John Bernier's throwing up numbers like no one's ever seen before. He's got 9 wins out of his last 10 games. Semyon Varlamov is down, and John Bernier is the guy now.
I feel like Jonathan Bernier is one of those guys that every few years he steps up and wins like 8 straight games, and then one. It's like Brent Johnson and Brian Elliott used to be, where they just like came out of the shadows every 2 or 3 years.
That's a fair point. That's a very good point.
But that having been said, this is a slippery slope here. I don't think 10 games a winning team makes. 10 games is great, but I don't think the Avalanche are fully back. Slippery slope.
Right. Right.
Like-
Last year's Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah. But Scotty did say that he did write in his musings today that an avalanche of wins.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
They have the most wins in the last 10 games by a landslide.
Yes.
That's true. That is true. That's true. Very true. Very true.
But I don't think
I mean,
anybody thought Nathan McKinnon would have 60 points in 47 games.
So doesn't it kind of get to the point there where someone has to score? Like Nathan
hope.
McKinnon
You hope
maybe is
to
just
God.
completely under the radar, right? Like no one is saying anything about him right now. Everybody for the last 2 years was like, we need to trade Duchesne. We need to do this. We need to do that. And he's just gotten really good.
Yeah.
Or gotten better than he was because he was already really good.
I think he's finally stepped up in a role. I mean, you look at Mikko Rantanen finally getting some time out of San Antonio. He's a point per game guy right now for them on that right side. Gabe Landeskog doing what he can in terms of on that left side and being the captain, being that mucker grinder role. Alex Carefoot and Tyson Barrie have been holding down the defense offensively. Defensively, at a little bit of a problem, but offensively they're doing great. I mean, this is a team with a lot of young talent. I tend to sway towards Mark's thing where I don't think they're fully back because yes, 10 games does not a playoff team make.
But your parallel to the Flyers last year is very close though.
Mm-hmm.
Flyers, extremely young team, won 10 games in a row, and then became the first team ever in NHL history to win 10 games in a row and not make the playoffs.
I wonder if that's the trend of the NHL now. I mean, you got teams that are super streaky and can go on a 10-game winning streak and then still miss the playoffs because other teams are that much better or that much more gooder than them, as my dad would say.
Here's the other thing is scheduling somehow different now than it was. I mean, certainly in the 70s and 80s, but I mean, 90s, early 2000s, is scheduling any different? This bye week thing, does that have anything to do with it? Like, did the Flyers play a certain ratio of teams that were just coming off of bye weeks? Like, I don't know.
Well, the Flyers did
dumb
that
stuff like that. That it's dumb stuff like that somehow comes into effect with stuff like this. And same with the Avalanche. Did they play teams just coming off bye weeks for their 10-game win streak?
I don't think they did, in all honesty.
Well, you know what? I'm no Scientologist, but
I hope not. You wouldn't be able to talk to us now.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think the Flyers did it early in the season last year too. So, because I think
if I remember correctly, in 20 games, the Flyers were like 12-8, and they won 10 games straight.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty
like
certain
everyone
the
else
Flyers
was
went on a
injuries.
10-game winning streak, and then just the bottom fell out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting dynamic. The NHL can heart parity if Colorado doesn't win it doesn't get into the playoffs because of it. Like, see, you can win 10 straight games, still not be good enough to make the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, here's
It's
the
only an
Vegas
eighth
Golden
of the
Knights.
season.
Yeah, it's true. By the way, sometime between last week and this week or 2 weeks ago, the Vegas Golden Knights have won their over 27.5 games.
Yes.
Sets. So
Woo! Nice.
they have matched the 68 points that everyone thought they were going to get for the entire year, and they're half a season left. So
Yeah,
They
take
are-
that, people.
they are they're second in the National Hockey League
I should have bet on that.
overall. Should have taken the money and run. Come on, man. But yeah, I mean, Colorado. I like the makeup of Colorado as long as they can keep it going. So long as Joe Sakic doesn't screw this up entirely. I have a feeling somehow, some way, Joe Sakic's going to screw this up entirely.
Well, it's not like they have to trade 4 pieces. They don't have to like trade away anybody in order to make this happen. They just need to sign
anymore.
players.
My thing is that he's going to see free agency as a snowblower, and he's
So
going to
weird.
see like
It's a weird analogy.
It's
but
kind of
I-
weird, but I think it fits. think it fits with Joe Sakic. I think he's gonna see a little bit of dirt in there. It's a little bit stopping up from working for full efficiency. He sees a player down there could help him, and he's got a lot of money. So rather than hire somebody else to do it, he's going to stick his own hand into this free agency snowblower, pull something out, and then lose tip of the finger. I don't know if actually when I talk that through that analogy works, but I think that it works perfectly.
That's a metaphor for something, right?
I'm sure it is. I think it was Confucius who said, "Man who put hand in snowblower." Something. I don't know. I couldn't finish that.
I'd assume that there wasn't even snow during Confucius' time.
What?
Like with all the global warming and stuff, that snow just came around like years later.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm no weatherman, but I don't know if
You're no climatologist.
I'm no climatologist. I'm no meteorologist. Don, whatever his name was.
You're no Bob Turk.
Bob Turk. Sorry, Bob Turk. Well, who's
no,
the other? Yeah,
you're no Marty. You're no Marty Bass.
Marty Bass. Yeah. And Don something or other. Marty and Don in the morning.
Marty Bass and Don Scott, my friend. Come on.
Don Scott. That's it. Don't trust a man with two first names.
No. Now it's Ron Matz because Don Scott retired. And Matz is spelled with a Z, so I don't know if it's a first name or a last name. It's hip first name. I got nothing.
That would be a good first name, Mats.
Mats, like the Swedish Mats, but they spelled with a Z.
Yes.
Anyway,
so still two first names.
Exactly. Yeah,
It's interesting.
I want to believe the Avalanche, but I can't believe the Avalanche.
I mean, I don't think you can. I think that you ride this for what it is and you have fun with it.
I don't think they have a snowball's chance in hell of making the playoffs.
Wow. Mark putting it out there, big way.
Yeah.
Says playoffs, go fuck yourself, Avalanche.
It's like a double black diamond pick right there for Mark.
Hey, well, that's perfect. I love it. Amazing. All right. Well, there you go. Colorado Avalanche. Still got to make us believe. Believe, you sons of bitches. Mark Savard. He retired officially after 7 years of finally playing his final game.
Was he still getting paid?
I'm about to look.
Who had his contract? I feel like he was traded to Phoenix.
He was he was Florida.
Oh, okay.
And his contract, I think, just came up. So, let me find out where's Flo Rida. Probably doing a hit song. Because Flo Rida had to get to the cap floor. Nope, it doesn't look like they're paying him anymore. So it looks like he's off the books.
Speaking of rappers from the mid 2000s, did you know that apparently 50 Cent is now a Bitcoin millionaire? I read that article today.
What?
That's depressing. Yeah. He apparently has a lot of Bitcoins.
Good for him.
Yeah. I wonder how much he paid for each Bitcoin.
Does he walk with a limp?
Oh, God.
Is it ironic that someone who calls himself 50 Cent
went to the cryptocurrency?
Maybe changing his name. Maybe he's coming out with a new album called Bitcoin.
Yeah.
My name's Crypto Cent. I'm like, okay,
there you go.
It's too gang related, I think. Oh well.
Brian says that he bets Matt Duchene wants the Avalanche to fail.
Oh yeah. Well, the funny thing is that Matt Duchene said he wanted to go to Ottawa to experience playoff hockey. Currently, the Ottawa Senators are 16 points out of a playoff spot. So,
I mean, he can still experience it though. He's not really that far away from Toronto or Montreal.
That's true. Wild thing. I wonder if Matt Duchene will get traded again.
How awesome would that be?
That'd be fantastic.
It took him 4 years to get traded out of the Avalanche. He gets traded twice in the same season. Hell yes, I'm in.
Takes him 4 months out of Ottawa. Owed $6 million next year too, so we'll see how that goes. The Edmonton Oilers are up to their old shenanigans. They hired Paul Coffey as their skills development coach.
It's a good
guys. They're getting the band back together. They're getting all the old players back together to run this team again.
Well, look how good it's worked for Avalanche.
That's true. That's true. There's little bumps in the road. The Edmonton Oilers currently, if we're looking at them, they're 12 points out of the last playoff spots. They're not that great. Al Montoya is their backup. So,
do people start complaining at some point that the Oilers are wasting Connor McDavid?
I think that might have already started.
Has that already started?
It might have in some circles.
I try to stay off of social media.
That's fine.
But I feel like that's the next thing, right? Like if the Oilers don't make the Oilers have made the playoff. Well, he was a rookie last year, right?
2 years ago.
2 years. So the Oilers have made the playoffs 1 year out of his 3 years. Then basically at this point,
correct.
Yeah, that's not good. Not good at all.
Well, I mean, how long did it take the Caps to get to the playoffs?
I mean, they were terrible. I mean, they were worse than this team.
That's true. We did look up the names, the roster names last week. That was a bad roster. Boy, that was a bad roster. But well, Johnny, the people have already started by putting their jerseys in urinals and pissing on them, like they did after last night's game. So Oilers fans having a great time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it took them a little bit. And now they're putting jerseys in urinals and pissing on them. So congratulations, Oilers fans.
There, do the people then take them home with them?
I think they just left them there. I think the best part is to leave them there.
Sounds terrible. Like I've never understood the I'm going to burn my jersey because player A left my team mentality. Like you spent $150 on that jersey, put it on eBay, somebody else will buy it from you for like $50.
Yeah,
don't just burn it
and then put it on eBay.
Right, and then say it's signed by R. Kelly.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah.
Here's speaking of random rappers.
Yeah,
kind of.
That's a good random rapper. Guys, you know how you said, listen, we need the skills challenge to be a little bit more competitive. A little bit more.
Say that all the time.
Bang for our buck, so to speak. Mark, you say it constantly.
All the time.
Can't get you to shut up about it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what's up. So there's going to be new skills competition stuffs going on, and thanks to our buddy Sean Leahy, he's drawn it out for us. Everyone's done this, but he's the first one I clicked on because he's our buddy. So apparently they've tweaked some stuff. So the players aren't, for the accuracy shooting, the players aren't going to be able to pick their targets. There's going to be 5 targets, 4 corners, and the 5-hole. But they're going to have LED lights that'll randomly light up for 3 seconds. The player has to hit the target in that time to get the points.
You know what? I'm fine with this. This probably should be from the start. I mean, if you're an accurate shooter, no goalie is going to be like, take your shot. I'm just going to stand here and move. Like, the whole point is to be able to hit an open spot as it becomes open. That's the whole point.
Okay, so I agree. I agree with this. But at what point are the like 25-cent styrofoam targets now becoming like $4 to make because they have LED lights in them that you can control?
Oh, come on. They're not that expensive.
Okay.
They're made in China.
$3.
I can go to Menards and buy like LED, like a 5-pack for
as long as it's not a washing machine, it doesn't cost that much coming out of China.
No.
All right.
That's right. Puck control relay, 8 players competing in the puck control relay. A timed single run event includes 3 skills: stick handling through a series of 8 pucks in a straight line, cone control, and then the gates where they can just slalom through. Fastest time team the winner. Passing challenge is a new thing. 8 players will compete in the Dunkin' Donuts trademark, NHL Passing Challenge trademark, which consists of 3 skills in 1 round. Target passing, where a player must complete 4 successful passes to the targets that light up in random sequence. Number 2, a give and go, where players must successfully complete the 4 required passes to go through a course setup in the neutral zone. And 3, everyone's favorite, the mini nets. So that's back. Dunkin' Donuts trademark, Passing Challenge trademark. Save streak is a thing, ladies and gentlemen.
So I haven't had an NHL game since NHL 13, but I feel like these are just the mini games that you can play on NHL.
Essentially, that's what it is. Save streak is another one. The Geico registered NHL Save Streak trademark A shootout group by division. Goalies compete to make the most consecutive saves.
Huh. That's a good
There
name
you
for it then.
Seems relevant.
A minimum of 9 scoring attempts will be tried, and they make the save streak. 5 goalies and all 36 shooters will participate.
God, is this like a 6-hour event now? What the hell?
It's starting at 7. It will end at probably by the time puck drop the next day, 3:30. That's this weekend, by the way, kids. If you're scoring at home or even if you're alone.
Oh, that is this weekend.
Skills
This is how
competition Saturday.
This is how
and-
tired I am right now. I looked that up before the show, and then I didn't put it in the tweet because I thought it was next weekend.
Yeah, no, it's this weekend. January is almost done. How about that? By the way, the winner of each event will get $25,000. The winning player individually. So,
Oh wow!
no Zdeno Chara or Shea Weber for the hardest shot. So we're gonna have to get ourselves a new winner for the first time since 2004. So
Is that Ally Frady?
close. Sheldon Surrey and Adrian Aucoin.
Ah.
Wow.
No, Adrian Aucoin was an all-star.
The year of alliteration.
Yeah. What else we got here? Oh, it was unveiled this week by the people at DetroitHockey.net. Clark Rasmussen. Apparently, the domain registration for the Seattle teams have been gone ahead and registered. Do you like to hear? Would you like to hear these names?
I utterly love the fact that there's somebody who can find that this quickly.
Right? Well, I think it's so it was registered by general counsel by the Oakview Group, who is part of the Key Arena refurbishing. So that's probably why honed in on that. So the names are the Seattle Cougars, the Seattle Eagles, the Seattle Emeralds, the Seattle Sockeye, the Seattle Totem, the Seattle Whale, the Seattle Evergreens, the Seattle Firebirds, the Seattle Rainiers, the Seattle Renegades, the Seattle Sea Lions, the Seattle Seals, and everyone's favorite, the Seattle Kraken.
Ooh, I like the Kraken.
I do like the Kraken a lot, but I had some thoughts throughout these names. I'm gonna have to pull this up real quick, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure Sea Lion really invokes like fear.
I don't think Seals either, nor Sockeye.
You know, I'm fine with bringing back the Seals.
Yeah, I would be opposed to it, but I don't think Seattle's the place.
Sockeyes. The way that you said it, the sockeye, I thought you meant that there was just plural socks.
No, that's sake, sir. It's also a lovely drink.
That's warm. You could get that warm.
I wouldn't want the Whale because Hartford people will get pissed off.
Yeah, you can't do whale. Cougars is weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happens. In the bar.
I'd wonder what color the Emeralds jerseys are.
Oh, they change in the light.
They start in like a glistening like green, but then they like end up like a teal
Yeah,
at some point.
and a hint of purple.
I think that there are some good names in here. There's some good names for the Seattle team.
Sasquatch is missing because of the fact that I think that they said that the Seattle Sonics still, or the OKC Thunder still own the rights to that. That was their old mascot.
The Sasquatch?
Yeah, Sasquatch was their old mascot. So
Yeah. So Brian says he's Team Evergreens. And Chris says that Hartford people are always pissed off. We don't need a reason.
fair point. Fair point. But hey, Hartford people, you can get your Hartford Whalers commemorative license plates now.
I saw that. Al Samples already has one.
Hey, attaboy, Al Samples.
Yeah, I saw that. It was right in there. It said Samples right across the back of the.
Got it. And the proceeds to that will go to, I believe it's diabetes research or something. I didn't read the whole article. So there we go.
That's all we got. That's it. That's the best we got for Seattle.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's all Seattle, brother.
I mean, what else would you think?
Yeah, what are you going to the Seattle Frasers and just have Kelsey Grammer as the head coach?
The Seattle, I don't know, Venties.
The Seattle Pearls, and you just play Jeremy every time. I don't know. Seattle Starbucks. Seattle Mermen. Would that be something?
The Seattle Nevermind.
There you go. Seattle Grunge. Yeah, there's not really much for Seattle. Kind of a weird thing. Did you happen to see the game that was played in front of nobody?
Yeah, that was great.
Because of the snowstorm in the south, which yielded all of 4 inches, but a lot of icy condition. The Charlotte Checkers played host to the Bridgeport Sound Tigers in front of an empty arena. The director of ticket management was the PA guy. The VP of operations for the Charlotte Checkers was the DJ, and they had some kind of marketing gal be the mascot. The game ops went on as usual. They played the goal horn and everything, but in front of nobody.
That's so good.
If you go to their, I think it's twitter.com/checkershockey or instagram.com/checkershockey, you can go check out some videos and stuff that they put up. It was a really cool event.
I hope that they went all Chris Davis on it and still had the 3 stars where the guy skated around and threw the puck into the stands.
That would have been fantastic. Oh my god.
That's still actually the funniest part of that Oriole game to me, is when Chris Davis catches the last out and runs back toward the dugout and flips the ball up into the stands.
Oh god, so great. So yeah, the Checkers are done. IOC said that the Saddle Dome is okay for hockey and figure skating use in the Olympics, and the Flames are just like, oh come on.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, exactly, guys. There's just terrible. But apparently, if Calgary wants to put in a winter bid, they say, yeah, the Saddle Dome's fine. You guys don't have to build a new arena or anything. So
that is so awesome.
Oh man, they get screwed over. So there you go. I mean, what can you say about that? I mean, Calgary does need. They're in desperate need of a new arena. It's not fun.
Or at least one that's not at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, something where there's just not floodwaters and like horse crap everywhere. Well, you're gonna have horse crap everywhere, but floodwaters though. Come on, man. Let me see. Is there anything else that I'm missing out on? I think that's it. I'm gonna wait for Mr. Lau Richardson to come on. Oh, it's Top Prospects weekend. Oh, goody. Does that mean we're all screwed over for games? I don't know. Find out. We're doing the OHL this week, so I think the games are still going on. It's not like the OHL versus Russia crap.
We have so the live chat just keeps giving us names for Seattle. What about the Seattle Osprey and the Seattle Pelicans?
I think New Orleans would have a word about that.
Yeah, I don't think you can use Pelicans because it's already a basketball team name, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It says the NHL's already angered the Army with the Golden Knights. Why not go for broke?
Yeah, might as well. God, I can't wait till they're called the Sand Knights and everyone's like, what? Who? How dare you?
Do you know how much merchandise would fly off the shelves literally the day that they're like, we can no longer use the Golden Knights name or logo?
Oh, deep discounts. Deepdiscounts.com. It's great. Oh man. Like honestly, they're gonna call themselves the Sand Knights. They're gonna make double the bank. It's gonna be great. Everyone's gonna win. Ugh.
Then they're gonna donate to the Army. Be like, look, this scam worked.
Yeah, guys, we did it. We did it again. We screwed over these people in a big way. High fives all around. Man, oh man, are they terrible. But hey, they're winning. They're the second team in the league. So what can we say? What can we say about it? Who are we? Who are we to speak illy of the Las Vegas Golden Knights currently? Lyle Richardson now joins us from SpectresHockey.net, thesportingnews.com, NHLDraftRumors. He's getting all kinds of work, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're saying. He's crying broke, and now he's making money. He's making money hand over fist now.
Oh yeah, baby, I'm a rich man.
Making just big more money.
I was a rich man.
Change of pace. We're gonna do the pick'em segment first, as I believe Mark
Yeah,
has to leave.
we're making strides on this. What did you say we were looking at again? I forgot.
The old.
The old.
I was looking for adapters, lightning adapters for my phone, so that I could buy one and leave it down here instead of remembering to get one out of my bag every time I do the show.
Last week, Lyle was the big winner with 8. I had 7. Mark had 6. Johnny had 5.
Wow.
For the year, Johnny's up 125 to my 115 to Lyle's 106 to Mark's 76. So that means, Johnny, you're in the driver's seat for picks.
Oh, this sucks.
Yeah. I know, this is great. I love it. I love that he's doing this. Sticking to it.
And folks are going, what is he, if you're listening, what is he doing?
All right. So I found a team. I'm pretty certain it's the same team I picked last time, but I've stopped counting. It's the Hamilton Bulldogs.
There you go.
Coached by John Gruden, by the way. It's just as soon as you think, they thought he was going to Oakland, and then he winds up in Hamilton.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good career move for him, honestly. I think it's a great career move. Mark, I believe it's you. You have
right. I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, Lyle. Although there are a lot of options, in this league, but I'm gonna go with the Sarnia Sting, coached by Darian Hatcher. By the way, Darian Hatcher coaches.
There are a ton of options in this league, but Lyle, I'm going to take yours. So
probably gonna take yours.
That's okay.
But
lots of wrestling options there for me. That's okay.
How do you think practices go with Darian Hatcher as your coach?
Oh,
lots of tons of codes.
Yeah. You definitely. I'll put it this way: kids that come out of his system, they all have their head on a swivel.
Well, here's the thing. The problem is, to break his confidence, all the kids have to show him is this picture right here.
Dun dun dun.
And that way, they're no longer afraid of him because he's just as dorky as them. Like the hack.
So the first day of practice, he lines everybody up in the Zamboni entrance, and he goes, "Guys, see that? See that code out there on the blue line?" He goes, "See that? I stole it off the road. I made a career out of standing right on the blue line. Let's make this happen."
I just love how he's rocking that Minnesota North Stars ball cap by keeping it precariously balanced atop his mullet.
Well, Lyle, the hat couldn't contain the business in the front.
Or the awesomeness that is Darian Hatcher mullet. What year was that?
1990.
I was gonna say there you go. Yeah, I was gonna say that had to be early 90s.
Yeah, so there you go. Rocking it with a big mullet.
Big.
Then you have Daryl Sador. He looks like he's business casual. He looks like he's about to sell you some real estate.
hey. Yeah, he's just checking in, just like, hey.
And then this one, there's no party in the back. It's just all business.
Oh, wow.
Do you think he had it tucked into the hat?
Wow.
I hope to God he did, because if he didn't,
make him pull it up.
Oh, man.
It's free and easy.
That's right, kids. That's what all the cool cats were sporting for hairstyles behind the what was left of the Iron Curtain in 1990.
Iron Curtain, does that include Dearborn, Michigan, where Darian Hatcher is from?
Yes.
Rocking that big perm mullet too. Anyway, Lyle, you're up.
All righty then. Well, I saw Bulldogs have been taken already, and the Sting's been taken already. So, I have to maintain my wrestling bona fides here. So I'm going to go with the Owen Hart Sound Attack.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
We would have also accepted the Peterborough Peak Gases.
Mm-hmm.
And also the Oshawa General Skandar Akbars.
Mm-hmm. As well as the Guelph Lance Storms.
Indeed.
Yeah. The Flint. Well, no, I can't because
Not
they're
the Freebirds.
Firebirds, not Freebirds. Sorry,
No,
sorry,
exactly.
couldn't have worked that one in. But
No,
anyway, oh, the Saginaw Spirit Squad.
Yeah, Saginaw Spirit Squad's a good one.
Wow,
Yep.
that is a good one.
Yeah, I could
It's a
use
very
that
good
one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. It's up to me, I guess.
Mhm.
MISSISSAUGA. Mississauga. God, that's a long name. And it's like
Mississauga.
Mississauga. There we go. Mark, do you have to leave us now?
I should probably get going.
All right, buddy.
I will. I told you guys I have not announced it on the show yet, but I will be halftime in it probably for the next at
I
least.
think you said that 2 weeks ago, actually.
Did I? Okay.
Halftime.
For the next few weeks at least, just to get things settled around here. I can only get away for so long, so at some point I will come back for the full 2 hours. As you guys have probably noticed, I can't seem to string together a straight 2 hours. So instead, chopping it down to an hour so I can try and be here for that full hour, even though I wasn't here for that full hour today. But what do you
Halftime full pay, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it here on the Face Off Hockey Show.
Yep. They tripled my salary this year.
Exactly. Halftime Mark Bertanzo, everybody. Thanks, buddy. All the best.
Hey, take care, Mark.
See you later.
See you again, bud.
There he goes. Mark with a C. Now we can talk shit about him.
Seriously, screw that guy.
Goddamn says that the fucking 10 games don't make a goddamn playoff. Isn't fucking Avalanche going to make the playoff? Eat his words. Anyway.
Oh, we love Mark.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
to
said
say
that.
Okay. Whoops. Well, you know, the Leahy rule comes into effect here when it comes to Johnny and Mark.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Freebird rule. Any Patanzo in at any time.
Yeah.
Boy, the Edmonton Oilers aren't that great, Lyle. They lost 5 Cobb to the Sabres last night.
I know.
Boy,
I when I looked at that score first thing this morning, I was like, oh, okay, goddamn, yeah, 5-0. Yeah. Unhappy time. Evidently, Paul Coffey as their skills coach. Well, a little early.
I don't think he's started yet.
I can't really.
He's still coaching junior A. I think.
Yeah. But as you mentioned earlier in the show, they're bringing back the boys on the bus because hey, when things start going sideways in Edmonton, you go back to the future by bringing in a blast from the past.
Are they the most egregious team to bring back former players?
Oh my God! Well, no. I mean, it just seems so obvious because Montreal has a wicked history of doing that. You know, the problem is that with Montreal, it worked well for a while. You know, like for decades, but not so well the last 2 decades. But you know,
at what point is it just a distraction? And being like, hey, look, we brought back Paul Coffey. Like,
I mean, who's next? Grant Fuhr is the goaltending coach. No disrespect to Grant either.
I said Andy Moog.
Well, that'd work too. Yes, we would accept Andy Moog. We would also accept Dwayne Rollison. He did he did get them to the 2006 Stanley Cup final, so we would also accept Dwayne Rollison.
It's effective.
Fred Brathwaite.
Like, don't look at the team. Don't look.
Right,
Look over here. Don't look.
Don't look over here. Oh my, yeah.
Is there one thing, Lyle? Like, is this just like was last year the Mirage, or is this year the Mirage?
I would like to think that this year is the Mirage. I think what we saw last year is what they're capable of being, but there's still some ongoing issues there. I mean, to start the season right off the bat, I mean, it was without Andre Shkera. That didn't help. I mean, he was still is their best two-way defenseman. Losing him at the start of the first 3 months of the season to off-season knee surgery, that didn't help. Oscar Klefbom regressing, that obviously didn't help because he played so well last season and this season. But Cam Talbot kind of a little slow off the blocks. That didn't. It just seemed like just several different things going on there. I mean, you had Connor McDavid, battling the flu bug throughout November. God bless him for trying, but I mean, before everybody knew exactly what the hell was going on, I mean, it got so bad that, good heavens, you had some folks in the Edmonton media starting to rip him because he wasn't playing well enough defensively, for heaven's sake. Draisaitl had an up and down season this year. But the big thing for me that's noticeable is they're slower this year. They're a slower team this year compared to last. Trading away Jordan Eberle also didn't help. I mean, obviously Jordan Eberle isn't the reason why the Oilers aren't playing well this year, but getting back Ryan Strome, I mean, it was hoped that he was going to rediscover his scoring mojo. He hasn't. I think we can pretty much now write off any hope of Ryan Strome blossoming into an offensive player in the NHL. That's not happening. But yeah, they're slower. They're a lot slower this year, and that's very noticeable. But I think what they're going to look at is more of a reset here in the offseason. I think it's actually going to start the trade deadline. You look at moving out a slower guy like Patrick Maroon. You shuffle out a couple of guys there that aren't working for you, and I think perhaps they'll look at this summer and see what's in the market, see what's in the trade market, see what they get through free agency, and try and see if they can boost their speed. Because that's been the biggest factor for them this year. Last year they at least to me, they seemed like a much faster team, and this year not so much.
I'm trying to look about what they would have to, because what's the floor?
The cap floor?
Yeah.
Well, shoot. What is
50,
it?
59 maybe?
What is it for this year? 54, 55?
The cap is 75.
Yeah, and the floor should be around what, 54, 55 for this year?
Okay, so they got room.
Yeah, so
to ship money out.
Yeah, and it should jump up. Yeah, the floor would be 59. If it goes up to 80 million for next season. So it'd be 59. So yeah, either way. And I know the obvious thing that everybody says is, well, you already got rid of Taylor Hall, you already got rid of Eberle. You got rid of Yakupov earlier, so ship out Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. But he's been one of the few bright spots in an otherwise horrible season for them, up until, of course, he suffered the cracked ribs that sidelined him now. But he was on pace for a career year points wise for him, and he was playing a lot better defensively as well. He was becoming that two-way center, that everybody said that they needed. So. Yeah, he's still carrying $6 million in salary, but I really don't think they're that keen to move him, to tell you the truth.
No. Well, and that $6 million in 3 more years, that's manageable for some teams.
Yeah, well, especially with the cap going up, projected to make its first big increase in 4 years. So, yeah, the problem is, though, is that R&H is also, I think, one of their few really decent trade chips there too. So
yeah,
but that's why Chiarelli getting paid a big bucks.
Yeah, and a lot of people calling for his head too. So it's
and I don't think he didn't become a bad GM overnight, and I mean, after the type of season they had last year, I didn't hear anybody complaining about the moves he made last. It's easy in hindsight to sit there and yell and scream. When they were coming off the season they were coming off. It's not like with Montreal with Marc Bergevin, where those of us who were Hab followers, we were all sitting there last summer going, what the hell are you doing? We all were sitting there holding our breaths going, this hopefully things work out, because we just lost 2 real good players and don't really see a hell of a whole lot you're replacing it with. There's not the same scenario. They were coming off Edmonton. They were coming off a big high last season. And so, and hey, yeah, they traded Eberle, who Oilers fans wanted run out of town on a rail. And hey, we got Ryan Strome, and he'll pick up his game because he'll skate alongside Connor McDavid. And Connor McDavid lifts everybody's game. But he wasn't able to lift Ryan Strome's game because he didn't really play alongside Ryan Strome very much, because McDavid very much, because Ryan Strome can't keep up with Connor McDavid. There's not a lot of people who can. So,
is this before we move on? Is this going to be the same thing with Connor McDavid that Sidney Crosby had for all those years, where there just wasn't somebody who could skate with him? that.
Oh, it's been an ongoing thing with Crosby when you look at it throughout his career. I mean, line mates come and go. The only constant he ever had was Chris
Shade.
Kunitz.
That's what James Earl Jones told me. Shade is the only constant.
Yeah, but that's the only constant though that he really that Crosby had for years and years was Chris Kunitz as one of his line mates. But I mean, but after a while, I mean, shit, that wound up, Kunitz wound up dropping to the third line because things were working out so well with Gunsel and Rust, playing alongside of him. But he's gone through so many line mates over the years because it's been difficult for them to find somebody that plays well with them. And it's the same thing with Edmonton. And the problem for Edmonton is you got to find somebody who can keep up with McDavid. I mean, McDavid is in a way, he could be kind of like a transformational player because he's so damn fast, because he makes great plays at such a high speed that so few players can do, in today's game, despite some of the great players who are out there right now, that finding somebody who can keep up with them could be almost impossible for the next several years.
Johnny brought up a question when we were talking about this a little earlier, about when does the discussion start about them wasting Connor McDavid? Is there a time?
Well, it's too early right now. Jesus Christ, the kid's just 21 and in his third season, for heaven's sake. We haven't seen the best of this guy yet. But put it this way, let's advance the clock 4 years. We get to the time he's 25. If the Oilers have not, gotten their act together by then, and if they're still, if it turns out that last season really was a mirage, and they can't improve, and they're constantly on the outside, or just a wild card team that gets crushed in the first round, then I think that's the time we can have that conversation. Is 4 years from now. Let's see how the Oilers do in 4 years' time. It's still way too early right now. Yeah, this is a bad season, but let's see how they recover. I mean, they're not making the playoffs this year, so fine, write it off. Let's look ahead. Let's see what moves they can make in the offseason to get better, and let's see where they're at over the next couple of years. But yeah, if we get to 4 years down the road and there's no noticeable improvement in this team, then we can start saying they're wasting his best years.
I would almost say it's in 2 years, even. If they're not a playoff team, if they're not a team that's making the playoffs and making the playoffs every year, then you're starting to waste his career.
Yeah, but I would still say by 25, because again, he's only 21. 2 years time, he's still just 23. I still think that there's enough time. But I think, to your point though, I think you will start to, maybe some people could say, if it doesn't get better soon. But I still think 4 years. Let's give it some time and let's see how they pan out here.
Yeah, I'm already
mind you, if they're roadkill over the next 2 seasons too, if they end up at the bottom of the league again for the next 2 seasons, where they're winning the goddamn draft lottery again every friggin' year, then I would say, okay, we can advance the clock by then.
Move the clock ahead, everybody.
Remember I said 25? Nah, they're wasting right now.
Tomorrow.
Trade his. Well, I put it this way, man. If they're winning, if they're putting themselves in line for winning the draft lottery again over the next 2 years, Jesus, they'd be like, okay, enough. You guys do not know how to build around a franchise player. Move him to a team that can use him, for God's sake. You'll get tons of assets if you do. But
all their first round picks.
I don't think we're there. I don't think you're going anywhere near that. It's way too early right now to start making that assessment. Remember, they finished with 103 points last season. We're second in the Pacific Division, and they beat out a Stanley Cup finalist in the first round and pushed the Anaheim Ducks to 7 games. This was a team where not very much was expected of them, and I mean, good Lord, they were entertaining as hell through those first 2 rounds. I mean, with that series with the Ducks, it could have gone either way. I mean, that was one of my favorite series of last year's playoffs was the Ducks and then the Oilers, because both teams brought it, man. It was just back and forth, hard hitting, lots of scoring chances. You even had a couple of games. You'd have one game where the Ducks would just blow out the Oilers, and you figure, well, that's it, it's all over. And then bang, the Oilers would come back and they blow out the Ducks. So it was a highly entertaining series, and so that's why I think this year I just think is just part of the growing pains right now. If they had missed the playoffs last year, I don't think anybody would have grumbled. And of course, obviously, if they were on a 103-point pace this year, if they'd been flipped, well, then everybody would be saying what a genius Peter Chiarelli is for building the team up the way he has. But again, let's
actually
see.
the way you would have liked to see it, though.
Oh,
I
think
would have
so.
liked to have seen this season last year, and then them on a pace to be at 103 points this season, progressing forward. Like it almost feels like that last season was a speed bump right now, and that you're not sure what next season's really going to bring.
Well, yeah, you're right, because it brings out that whole thing. Well, which Oilers team is for real? Is it the 103-point kids we saw last year who were so exciting? Is it this year's bunch that looks slow and have so many weaknesses all of a sudden in their roster? Last season, the bad side, and this was something that was the only real thing I was really worried about with them, was it raised expectations so much. I mean, even I bought into it too. I had picked them to be my, one of my finalists to reach the Stanley Cup this season. But at the same time, I did have a little nagging concern. It was like, but what if this just got everybody so hyped? Because everybody bought into it. I mean, it wasn't just me. A lot of people. Fans, pundits, a lot of people bought into the Oilers as being, here they come. This is the swagger and kids we were waiting to see. Are they going to take over and dominate the league? I mean, them and the Leafs at one point. That's what a lot of people were saying. And the Leafs are doing okay this year. They're going to make the playoffs. But the Oilers, it's like, okay, who's the real? Which ones are for real? But we'll find out. Time will tell. I would blow it up right now.
Vegas gets in the Pacific, just blows everyone away, and no one knows what the hell's going on.
Oh my God, Vegas. I gotta. Can I just say very quickly here? What are they gonna do for an encore? You want to talk about expectations?
Stay faded, Roy.
Raise. I don't think Fried. I know, Roy. But no. But seriously, man. I mean, listen, hats off to them. Good Lord. They're exceeding everybody's expectations. I mean, maybe there's a Hollywood movie there. And can you imagine if they actually marched onto the Stanley Cup? That has actually been floated. I mean, nobody's seriously suggesting it, but I think we're at the point now where we can start looking at them and going, yeah, I'll put them with the contenders. Why not?
They can win a playoff round.
What? Oh, Jesus, I think they could win more than a playoff round right now.
God, if they make the third round before the Capitals do.
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
George McPhee will not be fit to live with. I'm telling you right now. GM will not be fit to live with.
How much do you think people hate now the expansion owners for Seattle are going to think this is going to happen?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it looks very, very enticing, but here's the thing. You've got to make sure you've got good people in there. I mean, give Bill Foley, the owner of the Golden Knights, credit. I mean, he brought in the right people. Good. I mean, everywhere, from management, coaching, even the way they market that team. Good God, that's the blueprint right there. You're looking at a blueprint for an expansion team. There it is. It don't get any better than that, But what I wanted to say, though, is they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs, which is great. And they're probably going to be in the top 4. I don't know how long they'll stay near the top, but, in the West. Then again, up until December, I was waiting for the bottom to drop out and for them to go crashing down to the bottom of the standings where expansion teams normally live. And they didn't. So let's assume they finish in the top 4. Let's assume they have a lengthy playoff run. For God's sake, let's even let the imagination run a little wild and assume they actually go all the way and win the whole damn shot. What are they going to do for an encore? Because you talk about heightened expectations. How in the hell are they going to match that? You want to talk about pressure for next season? I mean, I know a lot of people aren't thinking about that now. They're enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the show they're having too right now. I don't want to detract from that. But, you know, if you're George McPhee, that's going to have to be in the back, just nagging a little bit in the back of your mind that what are we going to do to top this? You know, I mean, the expectations are going to be heightened. They're going to be so high. I mean, I don't expect them to win the Stanley Cup. Then again, I didn't expect them to be in this position now. So, hey, anything can happen. And this year, by the way, I think is a year where really it pretty much is wide open as to who's going to win the Cup. Tampa Bay is still my favorite, but I still think there's a lot of teams there that could upset them on the way. But regardless, you know, for Vegas, man, it is this. If assuming they get to the playoffs and you win a couple of rounds, how in the hell are you going to top this?
The live chat says that Vegas is going to fall off a cliff after the All-Star break.
No.
They also refuse to believe in a theory that Vegas could win the Cup before the Capitals.
I refuse to believe in a theory that Vegas at the All-Star break would be sitting in first overall in the National Hockey League. Okay? If you had told me that, okay, now they're second now, but up until last night when Tampa Bay won, they were first overall. They're still first in the West.
When you have an entire team of players that every time they play against another team, they put money on the board and say, we want to beat this team because they didn't keep me on their team. That's in this season, that might be enough to get you through for a while.
Hey, petty revenge is a great motivator.
Oh, good God. That's great motivation, man. Good Lord. And but it's it's a wonderful story. I think this is the story of the regular season anyway, is how, you know, a team of cast-offs, because that's what they were, you know, these were, you know, and not that they were shabby cast-offs. There were some pretty good players there. But did anybody see William Karlsson as a 45-goal scorer? No.
Nope.
Nobody did. This was a kid, last time when we saw him last season, he was skating third-line center with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Okay? I mean, here he is now. He's leading the Golden Knights in goals. He's on a 45-goal, 75-point pace. To me, he's the big story coming out. I mean, yes, Marchessault, obviously, and James Neal and Perron are obviously playing well, but we knew those guys could score. You know, we knew those guys were for real, you know? But nobody expected Karlsson to be doing what he's doing. So to me, he's the real story out of there. He could be the real gem that they plucked out of that expansion draft. I mean, they got a lot of good young players in there out of it too. But Karlsson, to me, he's the gem out of that bunch.
Caps in Vegas. Come final.
Ooh,
baby.
Oh.
By the way, I'm just going to throw this out there. Had I actually talked to Sean and got his Stanley Cup picks, I guarantee it would have been Caps Vegas.
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of Caps
Vancouver. Yeah. And wouldn't he have had the last laugh?
Lyle, they have already surpassed the over-under that was set for them at 68 points.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, they're one win away from tying the all-time record for most wins in a season by an expansion team in their inaugural year. You know, they're going to blow that out of the water. They're on pace. They're, 45 easily. Easily is what I see them get.
They're already at 32.
I know.
That's only 13 more wins.
13 more wins. They're easily going to hit that. After that, it's just to change, because now you're in 90 point you know, you're in 90 point range, and now it's just how much higher are you going to go? You know.
And if you're scoring at home or even if you're alone, the Arizona Coyotes have 12 wins. The Vegas Golden Knights have 19 home wins.
Oh man, Arizona.
Oh boy, there is no Arizona. Now, Lyle, do you subscribe to the Trade James Neal newsletter?
No, I do not. There is absolutely no reason to trade him. Yes, I understand people say, "Oh, he's an unrestricted free agent. You don't want to lose him for nothing." Why throw a spanner in the works here by trading him? This is a guy he is one of the reasons why the Golden Knights are doing as well as they are. He's one of their top scorers. He's a leader in that room. You know, the younger kids look up to him. He's certainly embraced playing there. And I think he would be quite amenable to staying there. You know, it's going to cost them, but you know, I think that he would be quite willing to stay there. I don't think that James Neal departing via free agency is a certainty. especially not to the season they're having and the season he's having. He's been rejuvenated there, so why trade him? I don't think that's fair. In fact, I don't see them as sellers at all. They are going to.
They're going to buy.
They're going to buy. I mean, they could
do anything at all. Like I don't know if you need to do anything with this.
They really don't have to. If they're still chugging along on a month's time the way they are right now, GM could stand pat. The only reason why I can see him making a couple of moves is just for depth, for insurance in case guys get hurt down the stretch or into the playoffs, because I think he owes it to those guys and he owes it to their fans to try and ice the best team that they can over the rest of the way. And if that means bringing in one or two affordable depth players, he's not going to trade away first round picks for anybody. He's not going to take on somebody's cap hit. Okay. I really shouldn't say it like that. If it's a guy's on an expiring contract, I could see him do that. I don't see him going after Evander Kane. I heard that suggestion. Maybe he could go after Evander Kane. No, you don't want a guy in there who could mess up the room. No, so they're not going to go. They're not going to do that. But one or two depth guys, yeah, I could see him doing that just to have them there for insurance down the stretch and in the playoffs.
Let's be really honest at this point. GM is way better when he does nothing at the trade deadline. So if he doesn't tinker, then this team has a better chance than if he tries to bring in players.
Yeah, but you're just basing that though because of one really bad trade deadline move. He actually has a pretty decent history.
He did a lot for the Caps.
He has actually a pretty decent trade history.
The one that he brought in that was really good was Fedorov.
Yeah, so I would not sit there and throw him out for that. I do agree with your point, though, that
but there were a lot of years where he did nothing, is what I'm saying. There are a lot of years that he did nothing with the Capitals when a lot of people were saying the Caps are 1, 2, 3 pieces away from being able to move on, and GM's like, I like the guys, I'm good.
But he has had times when he's brought in guys that helped,
Yeah.
Cristobal Huet, Fedorov. To your point, but let's give, we'll give the guy the benefit of it. I mean, I see what you're saying, Johnny. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I mean, yeah, if he looks at it and says, hey, everything's going great here, I've got enough depth in my system, why mess with a good thing? He could just stand pat and let her go. But, I could see him picking up a couple of depth guys. He's not going to get rid of like a good young prospect or a first round or even a second round pick. He'd be willing maybe to toss a third or a fourth away. Maybe he'd pick up a team that'd be looking a player who's in the last year of a salary of a contract, or maybe a guy with just 1 year left on his contract. If he thinks they're a good fit, maybe he might do that too. But yeah, these definitely not selling. James Neal isn't going anywhere. David Perron isn't going anywhere. He is not trading those guys. They're staying.
No, like you said, it's going to be depth moves.
Yeah.
If anything else.
Yep.
If nothing else, rather. Backup goalies. People need backup goalies, Lyle. A lot of people need backup goalies. Where are they going to get these backup goalies from, Lyle? Is there a farm they can go for? Can they I don't know, harvest them?
Yeah, you'd have better luck harvesting, planting your own in the ground, and which is hard to do this time of year. But goalies thrive in cold weather.
Yep, that's true.
They're a cold weather crop. That's the
you could
problem.
Plant some, like old pads from the starting goalie, and then a backup goalie would grow, right?
Ooh, there we go.
Exactly. There you go. But that's the problem. There's the market for goaltenders is horrible this year. It's horrible. The best of the bunch, and he's not even a backup, is Robin Lehner with the Buffalo Sabres. Lehner is not a backup. Lehner is a starter. It's just, unfortunately, he's a starter with a horrible team. But this is a guy who has maintained a .910 save percentage on a horrible team throughout the season. And that's pretty damn good. I mean, let him have a decent team in front of him. Yeah, that save percentage probably jumps 12 points, and he would certainly have a hell of a lot more wins than just 10 right now. But again, that's the fault of the dog's dinner that's in front of him, not his fault. But I hear Lehner's name brought up, but if you're the Buffalo Sabres, why would you trade him? Why would you trade the best goaltender that you have? I know he's a restricted free agent with arbitration rights this summer, and he's a year away from UFA eligibility. I get that. Yeah, you've got Linus Ullmark in your system. He's a promising young goaltender, probably going to be your starter of the future. But do you really want to throw that kid to the Wolves next year as your starter? Do you want to start? Do you want to do that now, for heaven's sake? I'm sure the kid would love being up full time, but why would you do that? You know, I would say, God, if you're looking at trying to make progress next year, then I would at least re-sign Lehner just even to a 1-year deal to bring him up to free agency, for heaven's sake. You know, if you can avoid arbitration with him, fine. But if you can't, then give him a 1-year deal and at least, you know, let him be your starter while you wait for the market to improve, because good Lord, even this summer, there's not a lot of options out there. You know, and I mean, Peter Mrazek, he strung together 2 consecutive shutouts. Yay. Whoop-de-doo. He's still inconsistent as hell over the last 2 years. Two consecutive shutout victories doesn't make him a friggin' starting goalie again. So he's not much of an option. You know, or Cam Ward's name get floated as an option. But honestly, the Carolina Hurricanes aren't moving him because Scott Darling isn't panning out as well as they hoped for this season anyway. So they're not going to move Cam Ward. They're going to want to keep him because they want to still try and make a run to the playoffs. Other than that, God, there really isn't a hell of a lot out there, you know?
Like, is there a hell of a lot out there in general? I mean, let's be honest.
No.
Like, a lot of teams just aren't going to pull the trigger on a lot of these guys.
No, they're not.
And everything's kind of bunched together, too. I mean, there's a few outliers, but everything else, like everyone still, by and large, is mathematically in it.
There's only really 2 teams right now that you could say are mathematically out, and that's Arizona and Buffalo. Yes, Ottawa, Edmonton, Montreal, and Florida will be joining them soon. You know, Detroit too. I'm sure that Vancouver as well. They'll be joining them shortly as well, probably in about another month. But right now, there's really only 2 teams that are really out of it. So there's not a lot of pickings there. So, I saw a suggestion, well, maybe somebody should target Antti Raanta again for Arizona. Why would Arizona trade away the best goaltender they have? If the whole point is to try to get better, if they're going to be looking at trying to get better next year, would you not hang on to Raanta? You know, yes, I know he's an unrestricted free agent. Again, give him a couple-year deal, you know, because he really isn't in any position to get himself anything more lucrative right now. Resign him for a couple of years and see what you can do with him. But Jesus, don't trade him. You know, unless he's saying, "Hey, I'm out of here. I'm not going to sign with you. I'm out of here." You know, then okay, fine. But I don't think that's the case. And yeah, I see on the board Brian saying someone make a play on Grubauer at the trade deadline. They could try, but why would the Capitals trade him? You know, there's no reason. You need Grubauer there as insurance in case something happens to Braden Holtby. The last thing you want to have happen is for Holtby gets hurt and now you don't have an experienced backup there to carry it the rest of the way. So no, I don't think that the Caps have any interest in trading Grubauer this season.
Hasn't Grubauer played in one playoff game at least in the past like 2 or 3 years anyway?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, and like, I don't understand like the need to get rid of Grubauer. I mean, no. You look at.
I know they're talking about is it
Samsonov?
Samsonov, yeah. I was going to say flashing back 10 years.
Yeah, but yeah, Samsonov is available at the end of April.
Yeah, but that's the earliest you can get him is the end of April. So
Vitek Vanacek having a decent time in Hershey, not great, not terrible. Second year over in North America. Phoenix Copley, Adam Carlson, nowhere close. Like there's no reason. Like that's their. I mean, Samson. I'm not even all in on Samsonov, to be quite honest with you.
Well, yeah, because sure. How many times we heard best goaltender not in the NHL right now? Well, yeah, and how often have we seen those goalies come in and face plant? You know, so much expectation is on them. So, yeah, so maybe Samsonov is going to be, you know, the heir apparent to Braden Holtby, or maybe he's just going to be another in a long line of, you know, coulda, shoulda, wouldas, and didn't. So there you go.
And let's be honest, the KHL is not, in fact, the NHL by any means.
No.
So,
yeah.
But GM loved himself some goalies in the first round. So
that's the one thing. That's the one thing that the Capitals did really, really well when GM was around, was pick really good goalies in the draft.
And
they got a lot of
know when to get rid of them too.
Right, true, but
yeah,
like that's a huge part. They got rid of Varlamov before he got all wonky. Got rid of Neuver before he just, yeah. I mean, and then Holtby comes out on top, and he's pretty steady. I say Holtby's pretty steady, by and large, and he's got 2 more years on his deal. So we'll see how far that goes. Anything else I'm missing here, Lyle? I mean, we talked earlier about the Colorado Avalanche and their rejuvenation a little bit. Is it sustainable?
Yeah, I think it is. You know, I think what we're seeing here is this is a team that, to be quite honest, they needed a bit of time kind of to find themselves and to kind of adjust from the whole Duchesne thing. You know, but you look
and
at
it seemed like to a man that Duchesne trade was the best thing that ever happened to anybody in that room.
Well, listen, I don't think that's the only reason why they've improved like they have. It's a factor. It is. I mean, Nathan MacKinnon put it best. I mean, he had said, sure, not having that hanging over everybody's head was, is having that gone is sure that helps, but as he said, they didn't blame him for wanting to leave, and he certainly didn't try and make it an issue. Though I do think it did rub a couple of players the wrong way. Erik Johnson, I think about a month ago he made mention about it, or shortly after the trade, and while he was rather diplomatic about it, I think the inference was don't let the door hit in the arse on the way out. He was certainly glad to have that distraction gone. And that's the thing. Duchesne may not have personally made it an issue or had been a problem in the room, but that whole trade request and all his teammates having to answer the same questions over and over again, yeah, that was a distraction. But I really do think that this has been an opportunity, though, for a team that last season, it was a horrible, horrible year, but it gave them an opportunity to get used to a new coach, gave the coach the opportunity to get used to them. It just, they managed to somehow forge an identity that way, and there's other factors in there too. I mean, Nathan MacKinnon, good God, finally, we are seeing the Nathan MacKinnon superstar we expected to see. He's just been fantastic. Mikko Rantanen, I'm sorry. He's having a terrific sophomore year. Now, granted, yes, he's riding shotgun there on McKinnon's wing, but still, I mean, he's there for a reason because he's good. So he's playing well. Landeskog's had a bounce back year. Erik Johnson's been healthy, and that's helped a lot to their blue line. That's meant the world to their defense score. And losing Carter Hutton, but replacing him with Jonathan Bernier, that turned out to be a stroke of bloody genius because, they lost Varlamov's been sidelined again by injury, but Bernier, he has just stepped up and has played very well for them. So, it's a lot of different factors in there that has helped them out along the way. It's just a lot of different things. I mean, the Duchesne thing, obviously, getting that distraction gone helps too. But there's a lot of different. And they've also got some young kids that have come up this year and have contributed as well that have surprised a lot of people, and Kerfoot especially. He's among the leading rookie scorers. So, I mean, he's been a good addition there. Soderberg, the veteran, has regained his form. He's just the best he's looked in 3 years. So there's a whole bunch of different factors there that's helped Colorado out in their improvement. And I think it's sustainable. I do think that they're going to be a legitimate playoff contender over the rest of the season.
Where did I see that? Oh, yeah. So the thing came out about Marc Bergevin, just GM to the Stars. There says he's going to be very active, or at least that's what Elliot Friedman believes in his 31 Thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
How active can you be on a sinking ship?
Well, I'd
what I
say
want.
you're pretty active. I mean, you need to
Yeah.
get chairs off the deck. First of
Oh,
all, you need
God,
to throw out all the life jackets and
That's true. He didn't
whatnot.
say positive or negative where to be active.
He
So
didn't say what he was going to be active doing
Right.
either.
You know,
Like
you're
he could
not
just be
wrong.
like picking up groceries more often during the week of the trade deadline. Who knows?
It's true.
Mm.
It's very true.
I joke.
You joke because you care. Who can they trade there, Lyle? I'm looking up and down this roster. They say patches.
Not at the trade deadline.
No.
If they're going to trade Pacioretty, that's a guy you wait until the offseason to move when you're going to have better options and there's going to be more teams flush with cash willing to make the move like that. You're not going to get a suitable return at the trade deadline. I mean, okay, sure, anything's possible. I shouldn't say you're never going to, but let's just say the odds are really against it. The guys like I think Andrew Shaw, I think you could see be offered up to a playoff contender because he's got he's got the playoff pedigree, brings a bit of toughness and grit. So
It's a lot of years left though.
Yeah, there are, but if you're a team that wants to go for it, and if you got a bit of cap space, maybe you'd be willing to make that move.
Paul Byron.
I don't think they want to move Byron. I really don't think they want to move. I'm not saying that he's an untouchable, but I really don't think that he wants to move him because again, he's one of the few kind of been consistently strong players in the Habs this year.
And you want to talk about a guy who people would want in the shorthand forecheck. I mean, like Paul Byron could be like the one of the best shorthanded players in our generation.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, he puts himself out of position a lot. But I mean, I think Paul Byron would be a great trade chip. But yeah, like you said, I don't think they want to move him.
No, yeah, I think they prefer to keep him. I think Galchenyuk. I think he would probably listen to those. But again, Galchenyuk could be maybe an off-season move. Like I said, he'll listen. I think he'll make a move or two. I'll be shocked if it's Pacioretty. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Andrew Shaw. I could see Plekanec going. He's final year his contract. He could help a playoff contender. I could see him moving. But other than that, there really isn't very much there. I think if he's going to look at making moves to to perhaps bolster his club long term, then you look at doing that with Pacioretty, moving Pacioretty and Galchenyuk in the offseason. But then again, though, the point was raised, and I think it was Pierre LeBrun or Darren Dreger, one of the two. But I think the point was raised saying that, but this is a bad season, but they don't get the sense that Bergevin wants to tear it all down and rebuild. That what he's going to be looking at is like, yeah, okay, I screwed up last year. Yeah, I let two key guys go. I didn't adequately replace them. But we're coming into a summer, the off season. There's going to be some opportunities here where there'll be some better chances out there. We'll have the cap space. Let's see if we can retool and come back strong next season. I think that's the thing that they're looking at. I think, yeah, they want to improve their defense. It certainly hasn't helped that Shea Weber's been sidelined for a good chunk. I mean, to me, it's no coincidence that, they were still in the playoff hunt until he went down in December. And when he went down, that was it. I said at the time, they're doomed, because he was their top defenseman. I mean, yeah, he was going to log a lot of minutes. And even if he helped them get to the playoffs, he'd be exhausted by the time they got there. But, with him, patrolling their blue line, they at least still could have had a shot. But with him gone, it's no. I think they want to try and see maybe if they can bring in another experienced top four defenseman. But the big thing is they want to get a first line center. And for God's sake, don't do what they did with Drouin. Go after the guy and say, well, we can make him a center. I had no problem with them swapping Sergachev for Drouin. I would have liked it better if they had also re-signed Radulov, because that's what I was envisioning. Okay. And when they lost Radulov and didn't replace him, that's when I went, uh-oh. But
Alex Hemsky's the same, right?
Yeah. When I saw his name come up earlier this week, I forgot he was still on the Habs roster.
Right? Yeah.
No offense to the guy. I mean, poor guy's, but just, wallop with injury. But, geez. Yeah. But anyway.
Real quick before we get the game show, the game show for the week. JG Pageau's name seems to be popping up more and more. What can you tell us on him? Are the Senators another tire fire of a team? Are they going to abandon? They got a lot of modified no trades on their list. JG Pageau, 2 years left at 3.1 after this season. Is this someone that the Senators are willing to just give up on, or what have you?
No. I mean, they actually still, I think they still see him as being, part of their solution going forward, not really, a guy they want to move. That doesn't mean that they won't if they got a really good offer for him. But honestly, I think they want to keep Pageau. I think they want to keep Brassard. But Hoffman's the name that just keeps coming up over and over and over again. And I think that that's the guy, if there's going to be a trade at the deadline, I think that's the guy that's going to move. Zach Smith, he could be another one that goes, but it's Hoffman's the name that just keeps coming up all the time. You hear him linked to St. Louis. You hear him linked to other clubs that could be looking for scoring depth as they go into the playoffs. So, it's Hoffman, I think, that goes, but I think Pageau they'll hang on to. I think they'll hang on to him.
Hoffman dropping off a little bit this year, but
that's because Boucher has saddled him down on the third line.
Yeah.
I mean, God, put him on with a first or second line, and these numbers will go up.
There you go. All right, game show time.
Yay!
So last week we did the Capitals in 2003, the ending roster, beginning roster of the next season when Ovechkin was there. Today, we're going to another expansion team. We talked about the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's go, and also a TV plays into this as well. Lyle and Johnny. There are rumors that there is a possible Mighty Ducks TV show going to be picked up. Rumors of this. So that's why we're going way, way back to October 8th, 1993. When the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim played their first game against the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit Red Wings obviously beat the crap out of them 7-2. I will put this out here.
Okay.
I got 18 names on each side and one goalie apiece. That equals 38 people.
Mm-hmm.
Name anyone on the Ducks or the Red Wings that was on this team in 1993, October 8th, 1993. Okay. We'll go with the person with the newest bed, Johnny P.
Woohoo! Well done, Johnny. Well done.
I mean, how do we know Lyle didn't get a new bed though?
Because I'm applauding you for your purchase, sir. That's
okay. I'm gonna go with who I believe was drafted by the Mighty Ducks, and that was Guy Hebert.
On the board.
Well done.
Guy Herbert on the board.
Guy Herbert.
Lyle.
From either team.
Either team, and let you get the full 36 because, man, I looked at that Ducks roster. I'm like, you're going to get like one.
And I think Johnny just got him.
All screwed.
Yep. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, well, I'm going to go with the easy one, obviously, first right off the bat. Steve Yzerman.
You're correct, sir, on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Back to Johnny.
Sergei Fedorov.
On the board. Had a goal and 2 assists that night.
There you go.
Nice.
There he is. Shit. Okay. Sorry, by the way. I'm filling something up on Twitter. God. Why do I follow Twitter when I'm doing this show? Because Twitter is just a veil of tears. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go with another.
That should be the Seattle team name.
Yeah, the Veil of Tears.
Oh, by the way, I prefer Totems for Seattle.
Right.
Totems or the Rainiers. I like the Rainiers as well.
Rainiers, interesting one.
Yeah. I'm gonna go another easy one. Nicholas Lidstrom.
On the board, sir.
Thank you,
Johnny Pete.
Mike Vernon?
He did not play in this game, so I cannot give you points on that one.
Was Mike Vernon even with the Red Wings that year? I think he was still with Calgary Flames.
Was he still in Calgary at the end? I
think he was still in Calgary then, bud.
Yeah, it's going to give me that. Let me check real quick. As I go to the
That's going to be a bone of contention.
He was not on.
No, we have the internets.
Yeah, he was not on the team.
Tays interwebs. Yeah.
All right, so one strike to Johnny Lyle.
All right, I'm gonna stick with the easy peasy lemon squeezies here. In other words, I'm sticking with Detroit. Well, I say it's easy. It may not be.
Right.
Hang on. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. Careful, Lyle. Careful.
Lyle's
Careful.
getting a little herky-jerky here.
Careful. Oh, I almost mentioned the Russians, but they weren't with them yet. Well, one Russian was Fedorov, but then the other ones. Gerard Gallant.
Sorry.
Oh,
sorry. No Gerard Gallant.
Damn.
One strike.
The live chat would like to throw in Chris Osgood.
Sorry. Incorrect. None of you are going to get this goddamn goalie. I can tell you that right now.
Which goalie?
For the Red Wings. You're not going to get this guy.
Whose turn is it?
It's yours. Wait, it's Johnny. Sorry,
it's Johnny's. Yeah. Because if Johnny doesn't get in this one, I am going to take you up on your challenge, sir.
Please.
I don't know who the goalie is. Then Mike Vernon is the one that I had in mind.
No, well, he was there in '97, yeah, but.
I am. Wow, I don't know the Red Wings very much at all, which just kind of sucks. I don't know. I think I'm out.
Wow, done.
Ooh,
I don't know who else is on there.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Well, I'm gonna take. Well, let me tell you. I'll take a stab.
Take a stab, please.
at this one, and then we can rattle down. And yeah, I'll take a stab at this. Johnny, are you still gonna want to? Are you like done?
Dun.
Are you the no? And I'm sorry. I don't mean. I don't mean. Are you the owner? Are you the new owner of the Carolina Hurricanes? No. No. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm just start rattling off things.
Okay. Oh, by the way, to Chris Haas here in the group chat, Price's NTC has kicked in.
Yes.
So yeah. All right. For the Red Wings goaltender, I'm going to say Tim Cheveldae.
Oh man, Lyle, you did not get that one right at all. Sorry. He played the game. He played the game before.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. You said on the roster, man.
Well, no, I said who played
on the box sheet.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
18
okay.
goalies.
Okay. Well, Cheveldae was on the team then, right?
He was on the team.
Okay.
Well,
we should feel better about that.
Not Cheveldae off.
Oh, Cheveldae.
Yeah, Cheveldae off. He was somewhere else.
All right. But for the Mighty Ducks, I just want to make one because there's only one other name that I know that I think was on their roster then. The Grim Reaper, Stu Grimson.
Correct. You are correct.
Yes. Okay. That's the only other Duck that I thought would be on their roster then.
What about Adam Banks?
Adam Banks not on the roster. Sadly.
Yeah, he didn't.
He was still with the Hawks at that point.
Okay, man. Since Johnny's tapped, I'm done now. So let's do this.
So the Ducks. Patrick Karnbach. Bob Corkum. Todd Wynn. Mark Ferner. You said Stu Grimson.
Yep.
Sean Hill.
Oh.
Bill Holder. Alexei Kasatonov. Author Stephen King. Randy Leducer. Troy Loney. Joe Sacco. Anatoly Semenov. Tim Sweeney. Gary Volk. Sean Van Allen. David Williams. Terry Yake. And like we said, Guy Bear.
And we wonder why these expansion teams were such shit in the 90s.
Kind of weird.
And yet they won. Yeah, but they tied with the Florida Panthers for the most wins by an expansion team in their inaugural year with 33. They and the Panthers, they both tied that year most wins 33, which is about to be eclipsed, blown out of the water by Vegas. But yeah, okay.
For your Detroit Red Wings, Mika Alizov, I don't know, he had a goal. Terry Kartner, and this is where Johnny might be a little hatred of himself. Steve Chason, Dino Cicerelli,
Oh,
Paul
yes.
Coffey,
Oh,
Dallas Drake,
Yeah, I would have not gotten coffee, but I should have known Cicerelli.
Should have-
Dallas Drake,
Dino.
Ted Fedorov, Greg Johnson, Vladimir Konstantinov,
Konstantinov.
Slava Fetisov, Nick
Really?
Lidstrom.
I didn't
Police
think the
officer.
Russians were with him. Wow.
Only
Okay.
one that wasn't there was Larionov.
Okay. Wow.
We mentioned Lindstrom, Darren McCarty,
Darren McCarty.
Primo, who had 2 goals and an assist,
Primo. Yeah.
Bob Probert,
Proby. Oh man.
Ray Shepard had a goal and 3 assists, Mike Sillinger, Aaron Ward, and we said Steve Yzerman, the goalie. It was his only win of the season. That's right. He was just there to collect the paycheck that day. He was number I'm trying to find the number. Number 31 in your playbook, but number 1 in your hearts. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Peter Ing.
Oh, Peter Ing.
Peter Ing.
You're
None
right.
of you would've gotten
Never would have got that one.
That
No.
just sounds like that sounds like a like action verb. Like he was petering.
He was petering, right?
I was surprised. Yeah, I thought that the Russians came in, joined the Wings the following season, 94-95. I didn't.
See,
think
I
that
should
it
have
was
just said one of the
93,
Russians
94.
after Lyle talked himself out of saying it.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
you
was
really
gonna
should've.
say Fetisov. I was like, oh, am I about Fetisov? No, the Russians weren't there. Then the only one was Fedorov. I'm like, oh, well, I'm as smart as I thought I was.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay, Lyle. It's a learning experience. I'm sorry. Did I say Slava Fetisov? I meant Slava Kozlov. So Slava Fetisov and Larionov were the only ones that weren't there. The Russians.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Konstantinov. Yeah,
Konstantinov and then Kozlov.
Kozlov. Yeah.
He played for the Caps too, right?
Slava
Who, Kozlov?
Kozlov. I believe he did, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. He might. Let's find out.
Yeah, check it out, man.
No, Victor Kozlov played for
Victor
the Caps.
Kozlov.
Okay.
The tall one.
Yeah,
Slava
other
Kozlov played
Kozlov.
for the Thrashers
Right.
for the longest time.
Gotcha.
Next week we're gonna do
The
something a
Florida
little bit different.
Panthers opening game.
Kind of. The 2007-08 LA Kings goaltending roster. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 possibilities.
Oh my.
1, 2, 3 still
Now see,
played
you,
today.
now see you. Oh, okay. I take a vow. I will not look that up. I will not let my curiosity
Hey,
get the better of me, sir.
Guess what, Lyle? I'm going to forget. We're going to do something else.
Oh,
So,
Yeah, I'll look it up because as soon as I do any research for the show, we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
since I kind of let the cat out of the bag, this does not include Yatuka Fukufuji.
I was going to pick him
Oh,
first.
No, it's
God,
this is
God
the year.
damn it.
This is the year of Jason LaBarbera,
Yep.
John Sebastian Aubin, Dan Cloutier, Eric Erzberg, a young Johnny Quick,
Yeah.
a young Johnny Bernier,
Wow.
and a guy who's still playing today, Danny Taylor from England.
Mm.
He's the best Taylor.
Taylor.
Erzberg. I remember that. Yeah, I remember. hearing that.
I honestly thought Erzberg was the wave of the future, and then John Quick just
Me
said,
too. Yeah.
"Fuck you, pay me."
But seriously, like he at one point there was a lot of hype about him.
Yep.
That's why that name stuck in my head because I do remember hearing, oh yeah, Erzberg, he's like could be the goalie of the future. Nobody thought about Jonathan Quick.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope.
Well, it's funny because that year was the first year of the London games, and Bernier started as a rookie in game 1.
Mm.
And then they sent him back to Lewiston after a while. They're like, "Yeah, you're not gonna develop here that much."
No.
All right, Lau, where can people find you? Because you've got so many. You're like a Jamaican. You got so many jobs.
Oh, gotta have a job. Yeah, I got 3 jobs, man. Well, basically things that really haven't changed very much other than I'm not working with the Hockey News anymore. I'm not working with Bleach Report anymore. So no more slideshows. Slideshows all gone. I put my carousels away. I am with Sporting News.
Mm-hmm.
I am writing for them twice a week, the Rumor Roundup. And I am also contributing to mynhltraderumors.com. I'm a feature columnist with them doing kind of the deep dives into some of the trade rumors, some of the teams that could be shopping, and even looking at maybe some players and whether they're worthwhile or not, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's where I am. That's where I'm living now, doing that thing.
Good, always good to hear.
Yeah, keeping the dream alive, my friends.
Yeah, why not? And we'll keep checking those out as time goes on. And Lyle, it's been fun. It's been real fun. We'll talk to you again in 7 days' time, the last day of January. Holy crap! How about that? Where'd that
my wife's birthday?
Yeah, how about that? Happy birthday! Holy weekend ahead. Whatever. We'll see you again next week. Thanks, Lyle. We'll talk to you then.
Always a pleasure, guys. Talk to you next week.
See you, Lyle.
Yeah. There goes Lyle Richardson, SpectrusHockey.net, SportingNews.com, and MyNHLTradeRumors.com. Johnny, shoutouts.
I'll give a shout out to New Bed.
New Bed.
Should be good. Shout out to the program going live. I'm tired, which is great for a new bed. But once February 2nd hits, I'm going to clean out the basement some, take some stuff to the dump, and maybe start framing this thing out. Maybe I'll have a finished basement, a new studio at some point. Who knows?
Get Todd Butts in there to help.
Yeah, well, I mean, he'll be able to put up the handwritten sign that says "Sound travels everywhere" or "Microphones hear everything." That's what it was, actually. Yeah, outside of that, I think I'm good. I'm tired.
All right. Cool. We'll get to bed here in a second after I talk about my show. That's when I talk about our Patreons. Patreon.com/FaceOffHockeyShow if you want to contribute. You could be like Brian or Damon or Mark or Trista or Matthew or Ethan and Chris or Mitch or Angela or Sean. Participate. Join us. Help us help you. Go to Patreon.com/FaceOffHockeyShow. Give as little or as much as you want. Thank you very much. We're trying to be more engaging. I don't know how. Trying to be. We'll figure something out. We're still learning this thing out. But we thank you. We thank the rest of you for listening too. You're great as well. Shout out to Big Stan. Big Stan birthday. Who? I don't know what that meant. Shout out to Oyo. Shout out to Panini Stickers. Keeping my childhood alive since like last year. That's really about it. I gotta start overnights next. Starting up soon, so I'm gotta go sleep for that crap. So that's it. That's all. For Johnny P, Mark with the C, I'm Scotty Watts. Take care of yourself and someone else. Has been Face Off Hockey Show. FaceOffHockeyShow.com. That's our Tumblr. You can check us out on BlogTalk Radio/FOHS Radio, Facebook.com/FOHS Radio, Twitter.com/FaceOffHCKY Show. Maybe we should change that handle. I don't know. We'll figure that out in due time. In any case, we'll see you guys in a week's time. Until then, peace.
And she stuck it in her vein and then she closed her eyes for the very last time, passed away just like the seconds in time. Yes, life is not fair, man, you don't compare. Take the right from the wrong and still stay strong. Things are going fine till that one day. Things are going fine till that one day. Things are going fine till that one day. Things are going fine till that one